I'm going to need you to be prepared to tune into Momming with Melanin, the Black Mom's Perspective. Hey girl, listen, moms are everyone's person. Baby mama drama, we're talking about parenting versus new school parenting, baby fever, how not to lose yourself when you have a baby. With me, Angie P, Black Mom's Perspective. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Momming with Melanin, the Black Mom's Perspective. I'm your host, Angie P. Hey y'all. Hey girl, hey. What is good, Black people? So I want to first check in. This is a wellness check, okay? I want to know, how are you guys doing? We are in the middle of the first month of 2022. So the things that you said you would tackle, that list of goals, that vision board, what have you, how are you progressing? What are the steps you're taking to tackle those things? And one question is the thing not working, or are you not working the thing? So just checking in, and just remember, we're only in the middle of the first month of 2022. So if you didn't get it right, it is never too late to get it right. So I hope you guys are well. Now, for me, I am on a whole wellness journey. Momming is hard, and we see these moms that drop these babies and they just snap back. Baby, they do not tell you when you have a baby in your 30s, it is so different. I did not snap back. I stretched out. Okay. So now I have my trainer and wellness coach, and I'm eating so much better and different. And making better choices and healthy choices, because guess what? My daughter is looking, and I need her to choose healthy things as well. So I'm going to be snatched real soon. That's all. It's not easy, but my body feels amazing. Thanks for listening to me on my soapbox. But anywho, I just wanted to check in, make sure we're progressing. And as I said, if you're not, it's never too late to get it right. This episode is brought to you by the CWF Network, that's Conversations with Friends, where we bring you everyday content for everyday people. Today's episode is about baby mama, baby daddy drama, co-parenting. Is co-parenting really hard? Now, I don't have to co-parent in a sense where we're in separate households, because I'm married. Me and my husband, we work together with parenting our child, and we're under the same roof. But I think when separation happens, those lines get so cloudy and blurry, and it just affects everything. So is co-parenting really difficult, or is the person bitter? Are you the bitter person? So we're going to discuss why I believe co-parenting is difficult, and some of these unwritten rules these co-parents have that apply to like baby mama and baby daddy drama, because baby, no, just no. Okay, so let's dig in. Now, does a bad breakup lead to bad parenting? And I don't think so. So no. Now, here's the thing. A bad breakup should be just that. If you have children, leave the children out of it. The only time a bad breakup leads to bad parenting is when we have bitter people, right? Bitter people make bad decisions because they want to affect the other person, and that leads to the bad parenting. So one of the questions I have is like, can co-parents truly disconnect their emotional feelings and just think logically and be mature, all for the sake of the child? I don't know if y'all gonna like this, because we're digging in that mess and we're doing the work. I think in order to think logically and to act mature for the sake of your child, it requires healing or dealing. Maybe it's both, healing or dealing, healing and dealing, because the reality has to be dealt with. You have to deal with the reality that this relationship, this connection you had with this person is over. It's done. And if it's not done, you have to deal with some things going unanswered. People love requesting or demanding closure, right? I've had people I've dated 15 years ago. Oh, I need closure. Boy, bye. I'm going to close this phone and ignore you. No one owes you closure. No one owes you anything. It is your job to do the healing. Yes, you're not responsible for hurting yourself. You're not responsible for what they did, but you are responsible to heal. You didn't cause the hurt, but the healing is your responsibility. Even in the physical body, you get injured. Okay, you didn't cause the injury. That's fine, but it is your body's job to heal. And if your body doesn't know how to do that, then there has to be some type of medical intervention, right? So the same thing goes with co-parenting and relationships and our mental health. You didn't cause the hurt, but you do have to do the work for the healing, especially when children are involved. So, as I said, to think logically, to set aside that emotion and act mature for the child's sake, definitely requires healing and dealing. Deal with the reality. You may not get closure, and just consider doing the groundwork so you can heal. And honestly, some of y'all may need therapy after some of these relationships y'all been in. Like, some of the stories I hear, I'm like, whew. I'm going to just thank God I'm married, and we're going to pray about this marriage, and we're going to die like they did in a notebook, because it's crazy out here. Once you have focused on that healing and dealing, and you're over the person, at least enough to focus solely on your child or your children and their well-being, then the relationship can be okay, in an okay place. We're not striving for perfection, because it's difficult, right, with co-parenting, but the focus is a healthy relationship with healthy boundaries, so your kid is growing up and they're not traumatized. Because you get people that are like, I don't want kids, I don't want marriage, I don't want this, I don't want that, because they've been exposed to trauma. So as parents, even with, being baby mama, being baby daddy, we have to be careful, do the work. Make sure you're healing, make sure you're dealing, and make sure you're setting aside all the emotions, all the mess, and focusing on the kid. Now, is there an unwritten loyalty between baby mamas and baby daddies? I think so, and I'm going to tell you why. I feel like, especially men, I may be biased. As I said, I'm not a baby mama. I don't know. I feel like men have this unwritten loyalty thing where it's like, that's my baby mama, she's technically my wife, and they may be sleeping with the baby mom, or women too. That's my baby father, that's my husband, or, they may be messing with the husband or the baby father, they consider their husband. They may still be sleeping with each other. And then you're co-parenting, and then you're in other relationships. So this is just a cesspool, right? This is crappy. This is disgusting. And then some people believe it's not cheating. And it's not cheating because you have a child with the person. That is ignorant. That is ignorant, because it is cheating. You are not legally binded to the person. Yes, the two of you share a child. There is no legal bindings between you and the person. There are some bindings when it comes to parental things. As far as the relationship between the two of you, that's not a marriage. That is not a marriage, okay? The only relationship is the child. So that mentality is very dangerous. And I feel like that is what made me certain. And I have a lot of guy friends, right? Especially before my marriage, I had a whole bunch of guy friends, and I've heard it from my guy friends, like, yeah, I'm dealing with this chick, but I'm gonna sleep. That's my baby mom, so I'm still dealing with her. It is very messy. It's dangerous. And we've seen it happen where someone will go back, they're messing with the baby mom got 2-3 kids, and then it's just drama. You guys have seen Love and Hip Hop. You've seen the whole Peter and Amina butterfly and all that drama. That is a mess, okay? So we have to rid that unwritten loyalty. It ain't loyalty because it's not legal. Stop. Okay? That's my opinion. Like I said, I'm biased, very biased, but that unwritten loyalty is what brings the mess into the difficulty of co-parenting, because guess what? Sex is something that people say it's not emotional. You can just have sex, but no. I'm Christian, y'all. It brings soul ties and all these things. So when you decide to start dibbing and dabbing with the baby mom, and then you have a new girlfriend here, or the baby father and this and that, it gets very messy. Boundaries are blurred. Like there's no certainty of what boundaries are established, and the poor kid is suffering. And then my question is the child confused? Because it's like, oh, okay, daddy spent the night in mommy's room, but then her boyfriend Pookie is over. Like it's just messy. And then also being cautious of when you introduce your child to your new boo or whatever. But that's a whole bunch of drama for another day. But as I said, unwritten loyalty is something that is literally in these baby mama, baby daddy drama issues. I feel like that is in the midst of the issue. That's like the nucleus sometimes. So gotta handle that unwritten loyalty type of, we can still sleep with each other, you'll always be mine. That is not legal. That is not binding. Shut up. Focus on parenting, and that's how that should go. I ask, is co-parenting truly difficult, or are the parents prideful and unreasonable? And I say that because sometimes you're not going to get that closure. As I said, you're not going to get what you want from that person, but you have to be willing to put that pride aside and compromise. And you do it for the sake of the child, right? Because that's the most important thing. At the end of the day, if I'm not with you anymore, so be it. We have to focus on this kid. That means we should be able to show up at events. We should be able to show up for our kid. We should be able to love on them, provide them everything they need without them being affected, and without arguing and cussing and shouting and being petty. All of that stuff, it can't happen. It affects your child. It causes trauma later on for your child. And then you wonder why the child doesn't want children or marriage, or, these things take a toll on children as well. Being prideful is a problem. You have to learn to compromise. And that means even when you're right, even if he hasn't paid child support, even if he hasn't bought Ray diapers, even if he hasn't bought formula, what have you, you have to compromise. So let him see his child, let her see her child. And I think it's also, we have to stop weaponizing our children. Stop using your kid as a weapon. This kid, he hasn't paid child support. He doesn't deserve to see his kid. You're not God. You guys made the kid together. Even if he's not doing what he's supposed to do, even if she's not doing what she's supposed to do, all access should always be granted to the child. Once that occurs, I think the drama sizzles down as well. Don't stop one parent from seeing their child. Now, I'm not saying if the parent is unsafe, if they're not a good parent, if your child's well-being is in danger, I'm not saying to let them see that child. But what I am saying is, if the parent is going to protect their child, do what they're supposed to do, but they're not giving money, or, you don't see them as much as you like, don't hold your child hostage. That is not right. There needs to be access granted from both parties, where it's like, hey, make those boundaries clear. You have all access to your child whenever you want. Now, if you want to split holidays, choose certain holidays to prevent drama, that's a good idea. But regular days, if homeboy wants to pick his kid up from school, let him pick up the kid from school. You want a weekend? Have the weekend. Now, if you want to plan a vacation, make these things clear, and you give the other parent access to their child. That's it. They're not going to kill them. If that's their parent, they're going to keep them safe. But we have bitter women and bitter men. I don't want that B. I don't want this one around my child. I don't want that one around my child. Does it matter? You have to trust the parent, right? Trust the other parent is going to make good decisions. They're going to make sure they're not putting your child around someone that's going to harm them. and they're going to protect them. Now, if certain things are not established by the parent, then you may not want to send your child with them. You know, if you haven't been active at all in their life, you don't know what they eat, you don't know their feeding schedule, you don't know, these types of things, then you need to spend more time with them before you can take them away. But if these are active parents and they're there, give the person access to their child, because other than that, it's just messy, So like I said, no matter how you truly feel, sometimes just compromising, putting your feelings to the side, being quiet, it benefits the child. And that is the most important part. Curse each other out, hate each other, want to kill each other, what have you. Don't legally do it. Like, don't really kill each other. But, curse each other out. You can have your fights and what have you, but not in front of the child. Like, if you're going to do that, do it later. Let's set up a time to fight, like old school, 3:00, set up a time to fight and bicker and argue and what have you, but don't do it around the kid. That's it, because that affects the children. And then especially if you have a kid with special needs or ADHD or something like that, that's just making it worse. You're not helping. So I think to be effective in co-parenting, sometimes that means taking an L. I would take a L any day. And I'm not co-parenting, but I will take a L any day for the sake of my daughter. I don't care. Okay, you got it. Let me just take my baby. Let me focus on my kid. I will take a L any day for that. So, with co-parenting, sometimes that means just humbly bowing out. Be the peacemaker. The Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers. Be the peacemaker. Like, it's too much. Sometimes fighting takes more energy than just giving it in. Like, give in. You got it, King. Let him take his kid. Stop the mess. So, as I said, baby mama, baby daddy drama. It could be 4 episodes on this. But in my opinion, I think a lot of times the co-parenting is not as difficult as it needs to be, but the people, it's usually just the 2 parents. You guys are bitter. You're bitter. You need healing. You need to deal with your issues, or just realize everything won't have closure. Every issue won't be closed. Forgive and focus on the kid. Because I think that's the best way you can co-parent effectively. That's just my opinion. Do you have unwritten loyalty in your co-parenting relationships? Like, do you still deal with your baby daddy, your baby mama? What's going on there? I want to know. Is co-parenting difficult, or are you being difficult? Is there truly difficulty and conflict and drama in co-parenting, or are you the drama? Are you the drama? Am I the drama? Sometimes you have to ask yourself that. You can be the drama. Do you really have parenting drama, or is it you? So I think when we do that self-reflection, we're prioritizing the child above everything, and we're focusing on that and just being kind and courteous to each other and thinking logically, not emotionally, because you're not going to get that healing. Who cares who he's sleeping with? Who cares who she's sleeping with? Focus on the kid. Focus on the task at hand, and that is to raise that child or those children to be productive citizens of society, to be whole, to be healthy, to make rational choices, right? That's the goal. So you have to make sure that you're not causing more damage than good. And that first comes with sometimes just realizing, all right, we may not necessarily close this chapter, but let's put it aside and let's focus on the kids. That is just my take on baby mama drama, because I grew up with just drama, child drama. I dealt with my parents with co-parenting issues. But at my age, I was a little older, and I just knew, like, this is not okay. This is not right. This is weird. Some of those unwritten rules. And even up until my father passed away, he told my mom, like, oh, I love you. I'll always love you. It's weird. But people get their closure how they see fit. But yeah, it does affect the children. I thank God I know Jesus because, baby, I'm okay. But my prayer is always that no matter what you choose, whether it's to stay together or separate or what have you, that the parenting is done well, because the priority is always the child, right? And I hate when people say, I'm staying together for the child. Baby, y'all stay together for the child. The child be 3 with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and anxiety. Stop staying together for the child. That is not okay. If you can work out some clear guidelines for co-parenting and you guys are not happy together, do that. And guess what? If I can't do that, then we'll go to the court. But I'm not going to be stressed out and in an unhealthy relationship saying that I'm doing it for the kid and the damn kid got high blood pressure and there too. Don't do that. I think that is the most unhealthy decision, and that means you're literally just throwing in the towel. It's weird because children know when they're in a household and there's no love. Like, how do you not see mommy and daddy hug or kiss or go out? That's weird. Children know. So don't do that either. I just say, even in co-parenting, if you need counseling, if you need family counseling and therapy, I am an advocate for counseling and therapy. Do it. Do it. Because if you can't establish these boundaries and these guidelines for your co-parenting, maybe you need a third party that's unbiased, not a family member. So get a therapist, get a counselor that can help you and that can work these things out, because at the end of the day, you may not see it now, but when your child is older, you don't want these things to affect them. So, as I said, that's my take on baby daddy and baby mama drama. But I want to hear your thoughts. Do you have parenting drama? Are you the drama? Those are 2 important questions. If you do have the parenting drama, are you the drama? I want to know. Leave me a voicemail, 347-719-3350. And remember, just because the content stops doesn't mean the conversation has to. So follow the CWF Network on Instagram at CWFP_ and me at momming with the G with Melanin. Okay? I'm your host, Angie, and I look forward to chatting with you guys soon. And remember, mama, even if you're in co-parenting stage, even if you're in single mom stage, married mom stage, give yourself grace. You are doing the best you can with what you got. Okay? Give yourself grace. Momming is a marathon, not a race.
This is the CWF Network, where we bring you big content in small pieces. Follow us on Instagram at CWFP_. Okay, bye.